Warning: the following podcast contains strong language which some listeners may find offensive. The Untitled Wrestling Podcast is on all the usual social media outlets. Do your bit to support us on Facebook and YouTube at Untitled Wrestling Podcast, Twitter, Twitch and Discord at Untitled Rest Pod. Give us a like, share, subscribe and join our flourishing community of not just wrestling fans, but gamers, podcasters, musicians and more.
Hello, welcome to the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. I am far too tired to think of anything witty to say. It's been a week. My name is Jay, as always joined by Troy. We are here to talk about NXT UK. How are you, mate?
Yes, boy. I'm good, mate. Very good. I'm going go-karting later. That's going to be fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Gonna do some real-life Mario Kart.
Nice.
Yes, mate. Banana skins and fucking mushrooms.
Will you have a zombie referee like the Loomis stag do did?
I don't know. It might be too short notice to sort one of those out. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Get some zombie makeup on you now, mate. You sound.
Oh, yeah, I've got plenty of time to do that. Get some made up. Go full Resident Evil 2.
Excellent. So yeah, we're here to talk about NXT UK. But before we do, you got any tidbits for us, Troy?
You fucking right I have, mate. Damn right. 16th of September. We'll do yesterday first. A birthday in 19... Where is that? Oh, no. Okay, I've read that wrong. Don't worry about that. We won't do that one. It said Jesse Ventura, and I thought it was
working today.
I thought it was Jesse Ventura, and it is Jesse Ventura, but it's clearly a woman. It's Jessy. So I was like, Jesse Ventura wasn't born in 1997. So yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Mickey Rourke's birthday though, 1952.
Oh, he was in the film The Wrestler.
Yeah, he was. There you go. Fun fact.
He did a punch on Chris Jericho on WrestleMania.
He did a actual punch. On 16th September in 2012, in Boston, Massachusetts, WWE presented Night of Champions. Yes, they did. There was a battle royale, a dark battle royale, where Zack Ryder defeated Brodus Clay, Darren Young, Drew McIntyre, Epico, Heath Slater, Jinder McIntyre, JTG, Justin Gabriel, Michael McGillicuddy, Primo, Santino Marella, Ted DiBiase Jr., Tensai, Titus O'Neil, and Tyson Kidd. Wow. There's a reason that was a dark match.
I was going to say, there's a lot of enhancement talent there, isn't there?
I mean, this is 2012, mate. That was pinnacle for a lot of them.
Of McGillicuddy.
The opening match, The Miz versus Cody Rhodes, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara in a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship, which he retained. Then for the WWE Tag Team Championships, Daniel Bryan and Kane defeated Kofi Kingston and R-Truth to become new Tag Team Champions. Antonio Cesaro defeated Zack Ryder to retain the United States Championship. Randy Orton defeated Dolph Ziggler by pinfall. Eva Torres defeated Layla to become new WWE Divas Champion. Sheamus defeated Alberto Del Rio to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. And in the main event, CM Punk, All Elite Punk, defeated John Cena. Say defeated. It was a draw, but
I remember that match.
Punk retained.
Banging.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever Punk and Cena wrestled, it was good.
Yeah.
It was, I'm sure that was the match where like Punk had the New York Yankees gear.
Yeah.
Kept calling Cena the New York Yankees.
Probably. So, and it makes sense. It was in Boston, which is Cena's home to,
It was a draw because Cena did a German off the top rope and bridged, but both men's shoulders were down.
Okay.
It was very, very nice. Very even.
Oh, yeah, because it does say double pin.
Yeah.
It says D pin, which I assume means double pin.
That wouldn't indicate double pin. Yeah.
There we go. Sticking with the 16th of September in 2018 in Los Angeles, California.
I knew you were going for this.
PWG presents the Battle of Los Angeles Day 3. This looks absolutely banging. Trevor Lee, gone.
I've been watching this back. I'm on to this day. I've not watched this day yet.
Well, shall I not say it in case it ruins it for you?
Well, no, I know the results. I've seen it already, but
okay. I'm just reliving it.
But yeah, I did day 2 the other week, and I haven't got around to watching this day yet. But I'm very excited because, as you can see, the card is stacked.
Absolutely stacked. Trevor Lee defeated Brody King. Jeff Cobb defeated Ray Horus. Shingo Takagi defeated Robbie Eagles. Joey Janela defeated Seema. Walter defeated Jonah Rock. If you like big, thick men slapping each other, that one is for you. Bandido defeated Flamita. Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz defeated Penta L0M and Ray Phoenix. That was for the PWG tag team titles.
And champs versus AEW champs there.
That's the point, yeah. Jeff Cobb defeated Trevor Lee. Bandido defeated Joey Janela. Shingo Takagi defeated Walter. A 10-person tag match. Dan Barry and Darby Allin, Jody Fleisch, PCO and Puma King defeated Adam Brooks, David Starr, DJZ, T-Hawk and Timothy Thatcher. Fuck about. And then
the alumni in that team as well.
Yeah, man. And then in a 3-way, Jeff Cobb defeated Bandido and Shingo Takagi.
That'll be...
Boy.
Also, do you know Shingo beat to get to Walter? To get to Robbie Eagles.
No.
Ilya.
Wow.
In a fucking filthy stiff match.
Filthy stiff
match. They just start no-selling each other's finishes at one point.
Fuck's sake.
Ilya just no-sells a Made in Japan, then Shingo no-sells a fucking Torpedo Moscow, and they just laugh at each other. It's like, oh, you lunatics. Oh, no.
Fucking hell. We'll go to the 17th of September. One birthday, 1961, Jim Cornette. And boo. And unfortunately, in 2017, we lost Bobby Heenan.
Also boo. Poor Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
Also, Masahiro Chono's birthday there.
Cool. All right. So it is.
1963, part of NWO Japan. Amongst other things, he wasn't just NWO Japan. Very, very decorated Japanese wrestler.
Yeah. Pay-per-views, I've got 2 for you. From the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. WWE presented Unforgiven 2006. The dark match, Super Crazy defeated Shelton Benjamin. And then in the opening match of the pay-per-view, Johnny Nitro defeated Jeff Hardy. Was that for a belt? I don't know. Does it say? It was the Intercontinental Championship. Kane and Umaga drew in a count out because, of course, they did. Kenny and Mikey defeated Robbie and Rory McAllister to retain the World Tag Team titles. Jesus wept.
Really stabbed me on this show.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H defeated Mr. McMahon, Shane McMahon, and The Big Show in a handicap Hell in a Cell match.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear. Trish Stratus defeated Lita by submission to become the new WWE Women's champion.
That was a Trish retirement match.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Randy Orton defeated Carlito by pin. And in the main event, John Cena defeated Edge in a TLC match to become the new WWE champion.
Absolutely banging match, though.
Yeah. And finally, on the 17th of September, in 2011, from the Manhattan Center, New York, Ring of Honor presents Death Before Dishonor 9. In the dark match, Andy Ridge defeated Grizzly Redwood. And then in your opener, Rhino and Tommaso Ciampa defeated Homicide and Jay Lethal.
What a random pairing.
Rhino and Tommaso Ciampa. Mm-hmm. Mental. Shelton Benjamin defeated Mike Bennett. Matt and Nick Jackson defeated Harlem Bravado, Lance Bravado, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly in a triple threat tag elimination match. El Generico drew no contest with Jimmy Jacobs.
Rest in peace, El Generico.
Charlie Haas defeated by pinfall Mike Elgin. Eddie Edwards defeated Roderick Strong in a Ring Master Challenge. So essentially, it's like the 3 stages of hell match. So the first fall, pinfall, second fall submission, third fall, 15-minute Iron Man match. And then the main event in a ladder war tag team title match. Was it tag team title? Or was it just a ladder war tag match? Just a tag match, I think. Kenny King and Rhett Titus defeated Jay and Mark Briscoe.
Oh,
there you go.
Ladder war. Couple of bad murders in that match, I imagine.
Bad murders.
There's also another Ring of Honor show.
Oh, go
2005 on that day. Glory by Honor 4. Have a listen to some of these names. So, Loki defeated Jay Lethal in a fight without honor. Austin Aries defeated Azrael. Nigel McGuinness defeated Roderick Strong. I reckon that would have been a bit stiff. Colt Cabana defeated Homicide by DQ, but it was like 15 minutes, so I imagine that would have been good. Also, Jay Lethal beat Loki after losing to Loki earlier in the night.
All right.
Very weird. Davey Andrews defeated Eric Matlock. No idea who that is.
Never heard of him.
Samoa Joe defeated Postman Pierce, BJ Whitmer, and Ricky Reyes in a 4-corner survival match.
Hello.
Brian Danielson defeated James Gibson, aka Jamie Noble, for the ROH World title. This will be the start of his historic reign as Ring of Honor champion.
Nice.
And in the main event, AJ Styles defeated Jimmy Rave in a finisher only match. So you've got to hit your finisher to win the match.
Sweet.
Yeah. So yeah.
Sounds right, that.
Yeah. Get Gibson versus Danielson, the banger. Like, go.
Sounds like there's some good stuff to go back and watch on Ring of Honor, man. Just those last couple we mentioned.
Yeah, Ring of Honor is awesome.
That and PWG.
Oh, PWG's the tits.
The tits.
Yeah. PWG, Shikara, and Ring of Honor is basically like what like AW and NXT have got now, and to the WWE main roster as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys who are now big deals who were like nothing about them. So worth going back to revisit and checking out the shows now, because there's probably going to be a lot of guys who are like huge deals in a couple of years' time who are just nothing about them. Anyway, we're not here to talk about PWG, we're here to talk about NXT UK.
Yes, boy.
So let's get into it. So the show opens up with the first semi-final, I should say, of the Heritage Cup #1 contenders tournament in a heel versus heel, shithouse versus shithouse match. Noam Dar versus Kenny Williams. And this literally, it is just both guys trying to out-cheat the other. It's fantastic.
So good. So funny.
So yeah, round one, pretty much a stalemate. They're both just playing mind games with each other, cheating. Like Noam tries to break a headlock and Kenny just keeps pulling his hair.
Yanking his hair. What a shit bag.
He stamps on Noam's foot once, and Noam takes like some of his wrist tape off and throws it at him. And they're both just glaring at each other. And after the bell, they both punch each other.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, round two, Kenny's a lot more aggressive. Lots of like nasty sort of like stomps and dirty tactics where he's like raking his elbow and like raking his feet across Noam's face. It was weird. They could have quite easily turned Noam face in this match.
I was just about to say exactly the same thing.
Because he was a little bit more sympathetic than Kenny Williams.
Kenny Williams was out and out heel in this.
Oh,
whereas
he's the scum of the earth.
Scum of the earth.
Like, he's so scummy. You've got to add a Y to the word scum.
He's a cockroach. He's that much of a cockroach. They've even put it on his ring pants now. Yep.
Yeah. He's literally the baddie from Men in Black. Literally the baddie from Men in Black. So yeah, Williams targets Dar's arm. There's a cool bit where like both men kind of like collide. It looked like a mistake, but obviously it wasn't. And Kenny goes down holding his knee, faking a knee injury. The ref checks up on him as the ref like turns his back. Kenny starts dancing, And no one like goes over like, oh, he's faking it. And Kenny rolls him up, grabs a handful of tights, and goes one up. And then he starts dancing. He like clicks his heels.
He's semi-feigning the injury while still dancing. Like when he clicks his heels and then sort of hobbles as he lands on it.
And he goes like, oh, my knee. Just an absolute piece of shit. Then round 3 rolls out the ring, continues to cheat, and Dar just starts kicking the fuck out of him. Stomps on Kenny's arm, locks in a champagne super knee bar, and Kenny holds on just to end the round. But the damage is done to the knee this time for real. Again, start of round 4, Williams keeps targeting the arm. Dar stacks Williams up with his feet on the ropes, and the ref catches him. As he's arguing, Williams takes out Dar's knee, removes the turnbuckle pad, the ref catches him, and as they're arguing, Dar grabs Kenny's water bottle, obviously a callback to the Oliver Carter match. Kenny goes back as the ref's like to get it, as the ref's like fixing the turnbuckle pad. Noam catches it to him and then calls the ref over.
See, now I thought he was going to hit him with it, but again, it was more like I don't have to hit him. I can get him in as much trouble or cause a distraction just by making like the whole Eddie Guerrero thing, chucking the chair at the other guy.
I like that. I like that a lot. And Kenny's like, "Oh no, I wasn't doing anything." As Kenny's like arguing with the ref to try and stop himself from getting DQ'd, Dar applies the champagne super knee bar and taps out Kenny 1-1.
Lovely stuff.
And final round, Dar's in control early on, but he can't capitalize. Then Williams takes control, drives Dar into the turnbuckle, hits a rebound lariat, which looked a little bit shit because he kind of did the rebound, then he stopped, then he hit the lariat.
Just don't do that. No one should be doing that. It looks naff.
It looks good if you do it like Nigel McGuinness, where you do it in one fell swoop.
Yeah. Also, if you've got momentum going into it rather than kind of like forcing yourself under to bounce back off it.
Yeah. Don't just go into it.
Yeah.
Noam Dar rolls out. Kenny follows as Kenny's getting back in the ring. A wild shot Samuel appeals. I
popped so hard for that.
I was howling. He comes out from under the ring. He grabs Kenny's foot. Dar just boots Kenny in the face and then hits a Nova roller to win. And Shah's just running off like a cheeky dad going down the pub.
Shit-eating grin. Love Shah Samuels.
Just doing like a little dad jog off. And Noam Dar prevails and out shit houses Kenny Williams. I thought this was a wonderful match.
Oh, I loved it. Loved it.
Really
loved
good
it,
story.
It.
It was just really, really well told. Sometimes heel versus heel, especially with WWE doing it, they can kind of not really have a direction in what they're doing. But these two really told a good story, and
that's okay. You have to remember it's NXT UK. It's almost a totally separate division away from WWE. You can have faith.
Yeah, but I'm still scared we're going to get NXT 2.0 UK.
Oh no!
Just keep it as it is. Just
just leave it as it is. Don't touch it.
gonna rename Rampage. I don't think. I don't want to think about it.
Yorkshireman. Just have him tagging with Ridge Holland. Just call them Yorkshire's finest.
Yorkshire fine. Imagine. The Yorkshire puddings.
Fuck's sake.
Don't listen to this, WWE, please. Anyway, we go backstage, see the Coffee Brothers warming up. Jordan Devlin wishes them luck and says Mark's going to be carrying Joe in this match, so he needs more luck.
Hey, shots fired.
Yeah, Joe half-assed goes to go after him. Come on. You know
Come on, mate.
Yeah. And then we get Sid Scala introducing Ilya Dragunov via satellite. Ilya says he's happy and he made the impossible possible by beating Volta, and he's looking forward to who'll be trying to take the NXT UK title away from him.
Mm-hmm.
As he says that, Nathan Fraser's music comes out and he's dressed like straight out of 2005. And he's like a proper, considering he's so young, he's like a proper dad, isn't he?
He is a bit.
He's like,
just gonna interject here and
could I have a go?
Have a go.
That match would be fucking banging.
Do you know what though? Do you know what? Got issue with this.
Go on.
You're not good enough.
Is it that Rampage is already clearly the number one contender?
Well, Yes, but what? Just more so with Nathan.
They alluded that Rampage coffee match the other week was basically going to be
a number one contender. Yeah. No, my issue is that Nathan Fraser wasn't good enough to get to the final of their mid-card championship. Why should he just be able to insert himself into the title picture now?
I mean, I suppose it's a nice story if he kind of defies the odds against these other two to win the triple threat.
Yeah,
still they can swing. With Nathan Fraser. I think they can kind of swing his fortune around quite easily with that.
But the thing is, I wouldn't have issue if they did that, like you say, sort of swinging the fortune around, if we'd seen him quite regularly. But I feel like that match the other week where he lost in the Heritage Cup tournament thing, it's the first time we'd seen him in quite a while. It's not like he's been on TV regularly being like, yeah, I'm clocking up wins. His first match in probably about a month was him losing, and now all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I'm going to challenge for the title. Yeah,
but to be fair, because of the tournament, we've not really seen any of these guys that regularly.
I don't know. Tearman's on a fair bit. Wolfgang is on a fair bit.
No. I mean the three in this match.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, we haven't seen Rampage since he beat Coffee, but that was only a couple of weeks ago.
Even then, since Rampage wrestled Volta, which was March, April, he's only had 4 or 5 televised matches. A-Kid has literally, since he lost the Heritage Cup,
he's not really wrestled, has he?
He's had the 2 matches with Devlin, and I think he might have had another one. So I think it's one of those things where the guy that they're trying to clearly establish a hierarchy of the main event scene because, well, they need to because they've lost Walter. Walter's probably going to show up in NXT too.
Yeah. It's nice though that they're resetting the playing field now, because for the longest time, Walter having it, there was no one that was his equal. And we said this many times, when they put him against Joe Coffey for a second time, is because they built no one else up to be on that main event level. Whereas now, and we've said it for months watching it, there's 4, 5, 6 guys that are at that main event level. And now that Dragunov's got it, it's more like a level playing field, of resetting the playing field, which is good. And there's still, even these 3 aside, there's still plenty of others that arguably that you could slot in there as well. Tyler Bate, Trent Seven straight away in there.
Yeah, so I think it's nice as well that with Nathan Fraser being out there, because Rampage has already had been in the triple threat with Ilya, where he had just the hoss fight with him and Joe Coffey. A-Kid has already wrestled Ilya.
Yeah,
Nathan Fraser hasn't. So as a first challenger for Ilya, he's kind of got that sort of caveat that he can go, well, I've never wrestled him, you two haven't lost.
That's true.
So yeah, as Fraser's shooting a shot, Rampage comes out, also looking straight out of 2005.
The chains down his cut off denim jacket. I love it.
Yeah, and he's just are you joking, lad?
How here? Oh no, that's Newcastle.
Yeah, hey up. Says
it's me, Rampage.
Was it just me, or was Rampage much more Yorkshire than usual?
Yeah, a hell of a lot more Yorkshire. As well. Yeah,
he'd gone super Yorkshire, hadn't he? Yeah. Rampage says it's his shot because he's the toughest guy, and he's took Ilya to the limit before.
No lies detected.
And then handsome A-Kid comes out and says he deserves the chance, and that Ilya kind of pushed him to the limit so much that he realized he doesn't have a limit anymore, which was quite a cool thing. Cool little thing. I think whoever wins this triple threat match, because Scarlett makes it a triple threat for the number 1 championship, and Ilya laughs via satellite. I think whoever wins this, we're gonna end up getting all 3 eventually. Anyway, I would have been happy if they had done a fatal 4-way match.
Yeah,
I thought that would be fucking awesome.
Definitely,
but it's going to be cool because obviously all 3 guys have got really different styles. Nathan Fraser's quite high flying and very fast paced. A-Kid's a really good technician, and Rampage is a big old
powerhouse. Yeah.
as Fraser's getting out the ring, Rampage kind of shoves them and then just batters them to show them who daddy is.
That's Rampage definitely not winning the triple threat then.
Oh no, Rampage stood tall, so by the mats, he's definitely not winning. I personally think it's going to be Fraser just because he hasn't faced Ilya yet.
Yeah, I feel like Fraser's winning it. A-Kid's taking the pin, and A-Kid and Fraser will work together to put Rampage down with him being the big lad. I don't think Rampage is eating a pin.
I think Rampage might.
What? It's taking the pin?
Yeah. Because he did in the triple threat with Ilya and Coffee.
That's what I mean.
But A-Kid's been really, really protected because they know he's like the future star out of the Fraser and A-Kid are the future stars. Rampage is like the seasoned vet. So Rampage can afford to take a pin, whereas the other two a bit more.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's going to be fun, regardless.
It's going to be a barn burner, and that's going to be next week as well. So none of this waiting 2 weeks like we usually get for NXT UK. It's next week. It's like shit. We need to fucking book something. So we then see Ginny and Joseph Connors go into Ginny's dressing room. Isla Dawn sat in there, and she's drawn a pentagram on the mirror with lipstick.
I'd love to have seen her draw a pentagon on the mirror. I love that.
With his little St. Patrick's Day hat. just a visage of Pentagon Dark breaking somebody's arm and Lucha Underground. After this, we get Mustache Mountain challenging the winners of Pretty Deadly and Gallus. I get the feeling they're probably going to be the next tag champs.
I said this to you the other day, and you were like, "Nah."
I didn't think. Well, no, you said it before we got that Pretty Deadly match. And I'm like, Pretty Deadly are going to scumbag the win first, and then Mustache Mountain. And also, I had the fear that Gallus were going to take it off him.
Nah, fuck that. No.
Absolute fear.
I thought you said, was it Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster you thought were going to beat them?
Nah.
Or the next to take it off them? I'm sure you said someone else. It wasn't going to be Mustache Mountain.
It could have been.
No. Carter and Smith.
Yeah, it was Smith and Carter. I thought had an argument, and I still think they should, but I get the impression that Mustache Mountain are probably going to do it.
Mustache Mountain deserve it. Like it's fucking Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. Let's give them all the belts.
Yeah. Well, get the fucking Heritage Cup off Tyler. Thinks he didn't fuck all with it.
Wow, we'll see about that.
A-Kid's built that as a fucking awesome, esteemed title, and Tyler Bates just like, I'm gonna play with my dad now and meditate.
I'm gonna spin plates and meditate.
I'm gonna go in the woods and just sit there and meditate. Fucking idiot.
What I did like in this promo though was where Bate was like, I'm spinning the plate at the Heritage Cup, and then the tag team, and then Trent Seven was just like, don't worry about that, or like, don't worry. He was like, don't worry about that cup, or something like that. I thought, is it going to be a turn? Is he going to?
I still want Trent to turn on Tyler and be a horrible heel. Just because Trent's like the dad of NXT UK. Imagine him being like a horrible bastard. Great.
I love the way they kicked off this promo. It made me chuckle. So they were talking, and he taps Tyler on the chest, and the guy interviewing is just like, so Mustache. He was like, Mustache Mountain, correct? He's just so quick. He's such a dad.
He's such a dad. Speaking of dads, we get Stevie Turner, who's from the future. Did you know? Nigel McGuinness said so. Kept saying, "Oh, she's from the future." Did you know? Troy, right? She's 4D. She said Amelia Mackenzie's only 2D.
I'm going to put you in a waiting room.
And you can't. We're doing a podcast, mate. And some of it.
Give a fuck. I'll run it on my own, mate.
Some of her offense was 4D compared to Amelia Mackenzie's 2D. I'll get into that in a bit. So Turner controlled early on with their big elbows and stomps. And this is where the 4D is. So as Mackenzie's like tied up in the ropes, she does a knee lift from one side and then goes back and does a boot. See, different dimensions, mate. 4 dimensions.
Fuck me.
They keep going on that she's from the future, and yet she doesn't use back fist to the future.
Back fist to the future.
Like Eddie Kingston's give her that move right there.
Or a future shock DDT.
Yeah, but that's true. So they're not going to do that. No one does a back fist in WWE at all.
They're not?
Actually, Asuka does.
Yeah.
No one uses it as a finisher.
I mean, they should do. I was watching a UFC clip this morning of some guy that absolutely obliterated a dude with the back fist. Looked like something out of fucking Tekken.
Yeah, that's it.
Just do it.
I mean, Eddie Kingston like hit someone so hard with a back fist of the future in Chicago, he literally turned back time.
Did Cher turn up?
No, she didn't.
Disappointing.
He just rewound back the match and he did it again. It was beautiful. Then McKenzie fires up with a flurry of clotheslines and a spear. Turner hits a really nice looking side effect, goes for the rope on complete shot, misses it, and Millie Dodd just hits a German suplex and then like a modified Meteora, which...
It was just like a running like basement sort of double knees thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like she'd missed the drop kick, so his shins just hit her in the face.
Yeah.
Not sure how I felt about that, but yeah, it was a fine match.
It's all right. That's Stevie Turner put to bed now, I guess. Like this is surely leading to McKenzie versus Mako, like student versus.
They're basically doing it, aren't they? Where Mako's winning, and then McKenzie's picking up, like beating the same person because she's learned from Mako. I wouldn't be surprised if Millie was the person to dethrone Mako either.
Really? Oh, I definitely think it's Blair Davenport.
I was going to say it's Air or Blair Davenport at this point. Possibly, I suppose there's an argument for Ginny as well, but they keep Aoife Valkyrie, but they keep Aoife's injured. They're keeping Ginny quite far away from Mako at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
But
the cool thing with Ginny is, like, whilst they're keeping her away from the title picture, she's having these really interesting feuds with the other people. So her whole thing with Aoife Valkyrie, that little self-contained thing where it didn't need to involve the belt or a number one contender or anything, was really cool. I feel like they're going to go down the same route with Isla Dawn as well, based on like the little segment we saw earlier.
Yeah, I think as well, like it's a wise idea keeping them apart, because like when they do clash, it's going to feel like a huge deal, because it's like, well, Ginny's been doing all this awesome work away from the title picture. Yeah, Mako's been carrying the women's division as the champion, and then when they collide, it'll be awesome. Yeah, so either way, NXT UK's women's division at the moment is fucking banging, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
We then get a little promo for Wolfgang saying he's keeping his eye on Teoman. He keeps making eye jokes. Teoman says the thing he learned on the streets is he's got to beat the biggest and the toughest to be the Babbo. And he says about Wolfgang taking the piss like of the eye, and he's going to show him why it was a bad idea. And then Wolfgang's like, aye. He's like, shut up, dickhead.
Shut up, dickhead.
I hope Teoman does an absolute bad murder on Wolfgang. Again, I've got the fear that Gallus is always like picking up these wins that he don't need. So I've got the fear that Wolfgang's going to beat him. Especially because even though no one was kind of flirting with turning face, I don't think, and he will be the face against Teoman because Teoman's a horrible human being. I don't think, I don't know, I've just got the feeling they're going to do. Then again, Teoman's the fresh challenger for Tyler, isn't he, out of like who's left?
I feel like whoever wins this is going to beat Tyler for it as well. I don't think Tyler's going to have a particularly long reign. They've also not had a heel as the Heritage Cup holder. So I feel like that's why, like, whether it's Dar or Teoman, I don't see Wolfgang beating Teoman. But yeah, I think it's going to be a hit. Like, as I understand, like they're pushing Gallus as more face than heel. They're definitely not, but that's how they want you to see it. So yeah, I can't see it being a face against Bate.
I think it's Teoman because it's like another way to kind of cement Teoman as being a big deal, which it seems like they're all in on Teoman. Yeah,
and rightly so. He's cool.
Yeah, he's excellent.
Great promos, great in the ring. Like, go on.
he reminds me of like the guys from the Clockwork Orange.
Yeah,
and, like his movement and his franticness and
yeah,
being an absolute bastard.
I'm also excited for him to add more people to his table, the Eye as well, and who that.
Yeah, they did allude to that, didn't they? In this promo, Wolfgang said, "You leave your family backstage. I'll leave Gallus backstage.
Yeah,
we'll have a fair fight. It's not going to be a fair fight.
It's not going to be a fair fight.
Tearman's going to break Wolfgang's arm or something and just go full Pentagon.
Package power driver
Him on the apron, break his arm. Just do generally bad things to him. Next, we get a vignette for formerly Bailey Matthews, now Charlie Dempsey. Of course, the son of Bill Regal.
Bill Regal. He's a man.
Such a man. Interesting. It was very kind of like, there wasn't really much to it. It was black and white. It was he was basically just talking about competition, wasn't he?
He was saying he said you won't see any like flips and high like flying stuff from me. He's like, I'm a technician or something. He's like, I'm going to grind you down to a paste. I'm going to show you something you've never seen before.
Yeah. I mean, if he's got even a drop of his dad's talent, he's going to be fine, isn't he?
Yeah. Also, where's he from? I couldn't get his accent. He sounded Irish at one point. He sounded American at one point.
Well, he was born in America.
Right.
And he's lived in America for like years.
Okay.
But then
it sounded like a little muddled Irish.
He's got like a little twang of his dad's Blackpool accent as well. Not to be confused with Regal's fake accent that he uses on NXT. He's got a bit more of a northern accent. Bless him. I love William Regal.
Love Big Bill. Big Bill Regal.
Love Daddy Bill. And then it shows during all the sort of, it says during the break, but it's like, no, during the vignettes, come on.
Yeah, so say you don't have a break.
Yeah. And Blair Davenport has come through the crowd. Well, not the crowd, but she's somehow managed to get through security
at the front door
arena.
Dave Mastiff wasn't on the front door like he was for Sam Gradwell.
No,
if you're not having Dave like him on the show, just have him in the front door as a bouncer. Him and Jack Stars are just BT Sports Studio security.
Him and Jack Stars rampage. Jack Stars is like the little shit bouncer who just like tries to fight everybody, rampaging Dave Mastiff are the two that have been doing it for years who just can't be asked being there.
Two that have done it for years. They've seen everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
in my head, I'm starting to write a fucking drama where they're doorman of the sports studio.
I mean, they could do it. They
should do
it. Even if they're just doorman for like Jordan Devlin's dressing room, because everyone seems to go in there and like drink his water, eat his fruit.
Yeah. Do that.
Massages.
Have a little 5-minute segment each week. If you're not going to do the Supernova sessions every week, give us that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Blair attacks Stevie and says she's going to keep attacking people until Sid Scala reinstates her. Obviously, she was indefinitely suspended last week.
I feel like she's just going to attack Mako, and then that's going to be like, right, fucking straight away, aim for the fucking queen.
Mako's going to just be like bullying Sid Scala into like saying, give me the fucking match.
Give me Davenport now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting where they're going with this. I hope they like draw it out a bit. I hope they just don't like next week go, oh, she's reinstated, we're scared of it. I hope they drag it out and be like, we're not gonna like sort of bow down to the pressure of someone attacking people. Because they could do it. They could do a cool thing where they have like the women's division like saying to like Sid, just reinstate her.
Yeah,
because we feel safe.
We're worried. We don't. You're not providing a safe working environment. We're contacting HR.
Yeah, have them go on strike like the referees did on SmackDown in 2008.
Don't remember that.
Don't worry about it. Different time, mate. Different
time.
And yeah, that leads us to the main event, which is Gallus versus Pretty Deadly for the
fuck me. What a main event!
Team titles. I thought it was a little bit slow coming out the
gate. It was a bit slow. Yeah, it picked up.
Pretty Deadly have got like for tag team wrestling for me at the moment, Pretty Deadly have got like possibly the best like last 5 minutes of a match. Like a lot of people say Okada's got the best 5 minutes of a match, or the best final 5 minutes of a match, I should say. I think for tag team wrestling, Pretty Deadly have got that.
That's
like
insane.
You could make the argument for like the Young Bucks and like some of the others, but the Young Bucks is like full throttle throughout the match.
Throughout the whole, it's start to finish.
So even though that's amazing, it's like the last 5 minutes for the Pretty Deadly match start getting really frantic, whereas the Young Bucks ones, it's like, okay, well, what are the? Oh, here we go. They're doing the shit. They're doing the finisher stuff. There we go. Match over.
Yeah.
Or like they're doing something horrible. They're putting a thumbtack fucking laced boot on and just kicking Pentagon in the face with it and get it stuck on his mask, making his kids cry. Daddy's bleeding on his daughters. Oh, go back and watch that cage match if you haven't. It's amazing. But we're not talking about that. Talking about this. And first of all I've wrote is we need a wet floor sign for all the drip that Pretty Deadly have got today.
They look fucking excellent, don't they?
I love that they kept that on as well for the match. That was excellent. So yeah, early on, Gallus just like outstrike. Like Pretty Deadly try and like match Gallus for strikes. And like that was the story they were going with. Like, oh, Pretty Deadly look like they're kind of off the game today.
Yeah.
There's a bit where Stoker takes the piss out of Joe, just goes across the other corner and goes, oh, the Iron King. yeah. And Joe Coffey like fume and just goes over and distracts the ref to like kind of allow Pretty Deadly to like, I think does Harley like give a thumb to the eye to Mark, and then he managed to isolate him. Joe fires up on Stoker. Again, Harley distracts the ref and Joe to take control. He has hold of the tag rope and he goes into tagging. And like the ref's like, no, you need to be on the apron. I'm holding the rope. Yeah, loads of shithousery from Pretty Deadly. I've said this before, Pretty Deadly with the blind tagging is fantastic. And with this, like there was stuff where they do it where like Harley would be putting his hand behind his back and it looked like he's selling, and then he's like putting his hand out to actually tag in.
Yeah.
Or tag Stoker, sorry.
Very, very, very clever.
Yeah, just some of the psychology is like second to none for Pretty Deadly for me at the moment. Like the way they're going, they're going to be the best tag team in the world, like in a couple of years.
You reckon?
They'll definitely be in the argument. I hate to say it, I think they need to be on a bigger stage than NXT UK. Whether that's getting called up in WWE or if that's leaving and going to pastures new.
The thing is, though, they go up in WWE, they get put on Raw or SmackDown. Like they'll be stifled.
Well, if they go to NXT 2.0, where they sort of focus on tag team wrestling,
there's more focus on tag team wrestling. That's for sure.
That being said, I was thinking of this when I was watching. There's a lot of teams like in AEW I'd love to see them face. I'd love to see Pretty Deadly versus FTR. I think that the mind games they'd be playing in those. I'd love to see them against like a Jurassic Express just doing horrible things to Jungle Boy or Marco Stunt. Just imagine Pretty Deadly being shitheads to Marco Stunt. How good that'd be.
Proper schoolyard bully.
Just give him
like holding him at arm's length and just like that, giving him a fucking dead leg.
Pretty Deadly versus 2.0 would be entertaining as hell, and we almost got that at WWE.
Oh, he's robbed of us.
Yeah. But I was thinking as well, the WWE side, Pretty Deadly versus GYV would be awesome.
Yeah, man.
Pretty Deadly versus MSK, also awesome.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of like teams. I think they're going through the tag team division in NXT UK at a stifling rate. They're going to need to. I think for them to grow as a team, they need to move somewhere else. As much as it pains me to say, because I feel like they're like one of the linchpins of NXT UK at the moment. Yeah. I feel like for them to kind of reach their potential, they've almost outgrown NXT UK at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, so Mark hot tags in, just hosses Pretty Deadly around. And there's a really cool spot where Pretty Deadly did like a bait and switch DDT. So like Mark hits the ropes and Harley goes to Sam, jump. And as Harley jumps, and Mark's like ducking the jump, Stoker just grabs him and DDTs him.
That was really clever. Really clever.
They're like tandem offense is just brilliant. It's so good. Joe hits a vaulting crossbody on. He looks like he's going to hit Harley. Stoker saves Harley, and then Harley rolls up Joe with a handful of tights. Mark manages to break it up. Out on the outside, Mark out Pretty Deadly by tripping up Stoker, and Stoker's like,
fucking hell, I howled at that. Yeah. It was a proper playground maneuver, just clipping the back of the heels like a bastard.
Yeah, Stoker's sat there just like looking terrified. And then there was a really cool callback to the match where they won the tag titles, but in reverse, where Harley just out of nowhere uppercuts the soul out of Mark Coffey.
Proper like,
yeah, much akin to Sam Stoker pouncing Wolfgang over the barricade, thinking he's fucking Keith Lee. And then Joe just like from behind flattens Pretty Deadly with a crossbody. Joe hits a top rope shotgun drop kick for a 2 count. This is where the match is really amping up now. As I say, final 5 minutes, this match will just all go.
Yeah.
Glasgow send off by Joe. They hit a high low, and Stoker barely breaks it up. I thought, like, I had the fear that I was like, no, don't do this too. Joe misses another Glasgow send off on Stoker, hits the turnbuckle post, and then that's him out of the match. Yeah, we got a few more near falls, and then Pretty Deadly hit spilled milk to win after Harley hits what Andy Shepherd called a whopper cut.
A what?
A whopper cut.
A whopper.
The whoppers.
Christ.
And Pretty Deadly retain. I was made up. I had the fear something ridiculous that they were losing.
No.
I was very, very scared that they were going to lose the belts here. I was made up Pretty Deadly won.
Yeah, so
give us Pretty Deadly and Ricky Starks as a faction as well, because that drip, we'd need to build a fucking arc.
Wet floor signs all over the gaff.
It would drown the world with all that drip. We'd have to build an arc, take them all the animals 2 by 2. But yeah, absolutely deadly. Make it a thing, please, one day. But yeah,
create it on 2K22 when it comes out. Make them a stable,
mate.
Create a trios belts, and then
GM mode, or on the AW game. Create it, because then we'll get all Ricky Starks moves as well. Actual Ricky Starks in the game.
Sure, yeah.
Ooh, can't wait. But yeah, that was NXT UK. What were your highs and lows there?
My low, Amelia McKenzie and Stevie Turner. It was all right. It wasn't a bad match. Just, I
should have put your glasses on, mate. Then you'd be able to see it in the fourth dimension.
It just wasn't terrible.
I thought it was quite fun.
Yeah, I'm still not really sold on Stevie Turner, to be honest.
Like, because she's in the fourth dimension, you're only in the second dimension.
Yeah, I'm probably not. I probably haven't got enough dimension to really understand her.
Have I ruined Stevie Turner for you by being a gobshite?
You have now, yeah. There's zero investment for me. That's your fault.
You loved to see it.
And my high tag match, absolutely. Oh, the last 5 minutes of the tag match. But I actually really enjoyed the Heritage Cup match and just the shithousery. This is a tough one. Yeah, I'm going to say the tag match, but mainly for the last 5 minutes.
Fair enough. For me, my down. Did I have a down?
Down? It's the wrong show, mate.
Well, my low. Then a dickhead. I don't think I had a low. I thought it was a really good show from top to bottom.
It did well to, like that one after Takeover, where it did well to like establish everything that the brand has to offer. Heritage Cup match, really good. It
was
all
like
right women's match.
Like a smorgasbord of what's like.
Yeah.
what there is to offer in NXT UK.
Showed off the champion, showed off the number one contenders for that, and showcased the tag team division. So it's a good mix of stuff.
Yeah, my high was the Heritage Cup match. I thought it was excellent. It's very rare that I choose anything over Pretty Deadly, but this for me, especially with just Shah Samuels at the end, popping out of the ring like, "Aye!" It was great. But yeah, really, really good show. Just checking on Discord. We have no questions, bastards. We need to change this. We need more questions for NXT UK because everyone should watch
NXT UK. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mothers, tell your fathers. Watch NXT UK. It's the best hour on WWE programming.
Yes, it is.
Straight facts.
Yes, boy. But yeah, that was NXT UK. Thanks for listening. Go join us over on Discord, Untitled Wrestling, Twitter, Untitled Wrestling, Facebook, Untitled Wrestling Podcast. Join the conversation, join the community. We do all the gaming on Saturday nights. Well, some of us do. Some of us are always in work.
You working this Saturday, are you, boy?
Yeah.
Boo earns.
I'm off the following 2 Saturdays though. Well, I'm working next Saturday, but I'm only until like the afternoon. Gonna shit house me way into an early dart, I think.
Nice.
But yeah, go check us all out. Join the gaming on Saturday. We do all the Twitch streaming as well. Aaron's playing. He's playing anything at the moment?
He was playing Fuser the other day, wasn't he?
He's playing Fuser. He was on a right old party.
On the 1s and 2s, mixing up.
I need to go buy that in a sec.
Yeah. I'm probably going to start up something on the stream during the week as well. I think I'm going to do a GM mode on one of the old SmackDown versus Raws. I'm actually going to get that on the go next week.
We're doing some Legends mode on Ghost of Tsushima as well.
Oh, yes, we are.
At some point.
Yes.
Both free. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Anyway, thank you for listening. Excuse me. Thank you for listening. We will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
You must love this podcast housing, the Untitled Wrestling Podcast Housing.